A beatdown by the Bay. Who do we blame for the Patriots' blowout loss to the Seahawks in the Super Bowl? And did the Patriots even deserve to get there? One last Super Bowl edition of the Boston Globe Sports Report starts right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm Ben Volin. He's Dan Shaughnessy. We're live here at the offices, the newsroom of the San Francisco Chronicle, the day after Super Bowl 60. This was an ugly one. The Seahawks beat down the Patriots 29-13, and frankly, wasn't even that close. Patriots were shut out through three quarters, tacked on a couple garbage time touchdowns just to make it a little bit respectable. But Dan, I hate to say it, but less than 24 hours after the game ended, seems the overwhelming narrative across the country is that the Patriots didn't deserve to be in this game.
Well, you and I took the bus back from Santa Clara, San Jose, wherever the hell we were for that game last night. And I've been in my room with ESPN on. It's like I wrote that it was a little bit like the 46-10 game against the Bears in New Orleans in 1986. And that game singularly kind of torpedoed a season that was pretty good because that team won road playoff games in Miami against the Raiders. And I worry about this game doing that to this season. This was a wonderful Patriots season. It was. And last night's game, ugly as it was, shouldn't take away from the beauty and the wonderfulness of the narrative of the 2025 Patriots. But right now, it's hot out there, and I think that they need to – it's almost like they wish they could play again next week to kind of get their reputation back because, yes, the inference now is that – the real Super Bowl was the NFC Championship game between the Rams and Seattle. And it just got away fast. You could tell from the jump, you're the football guy, but when that game started last night, it felt not competitive, and the Patriots were playing very safe, not trying anything, and just hoping they could get defensive scores or turnovers or something to keep themselves in the game. Didn't happen. Yeah,
and that's how they survived and advanced through the playoffs, is with their defense putting up points and making up for the offense. You said maybe the real Super Bowl was the NFC Championship game. Maybe the real AFC Championship game was that Broncos-Bills game a couple weeks ago where Josh Allen is going toe-to-toe with Bo Nix, and then unfortunately Bo Nix breaks his ankle, another huge break for the Patriots. I'll say this. First of all, I agree with you. Nothing should take away from what a tremendous season it was for the Patriots. So unexpected, so filled with joy that it was just a really fun journey from start to finish. But the way they played last night, it did not prove in any stretch that they are an elite team, and it did not quell any of the talk that people have been saying all season about how they played a cupcake schedule and everything fell their way. Even in the playoffs when they played really good teams,
sure.
Weather was a big factor. You know, they played broken down teams. Justin Herbert didn't have an offensive line. C.J. Stroud was a mess. They got Jarrett Stidham in the snow. They finally had to play a real team in a real game with no, as few variables as possible. Good weather, nothing that, no home field advantage, and the Patriots really got exposed.
And it does kind of make you wonder, Ben. I mean, you see a lot of football. It felt to me like the Bills would have put up a better game than the Patriots did last night, just because of their gravitas, their status. Josh Allen, more prepared for the moment. These guys did not feel prepared for the moment.
No, and I think that's one of the bigger disappointing angles, too, of the game is that where were the adjustments? Yeah. Where was Josh McDaniels coming up with something new and fresh that we hadn't seen before? Where was rolling Drake Maye out of the pocket to get him away from trouble? And defensively, I actually thought they held up pretty well. They kept holding the Seahawks to field goals, but the offense just had nothing. And like I said, they were able to get through, get by with no offense against the Texans at home in a cold game, against the Broncos in a blizzard, against their backup quarterback. But in a real game, they did not look like an elite team.
Yeah, that's tough with the offense. I mean, it was historically bad. They didn't score a point in the first three quarters. Hasn't been done since 1975, the Vikings, if you want to look it up. And the fact that their first 9 drives, 8 punts, and then a fumble, given the ball in their own territory, so that was an easy score. It was 19-0 beginning of the fourth, and it felt worse. And Patriot fans are good. New England fans are good because they see that score. They see Drake Maye's final numbers, and other fans might say, yeah, it doesn't look that bad. It was bad. And you know that was all acquired in garbage time and just, the game had been decided and there was a lot of phony numbers put on the board there. But this thing was not competitive. It was unfortunate. And to your point, Ben, with the offense, where was the fake punt or where was the Philly special or just something to mix it up a little bit? They was playing so safe and it wasn't working.
No, and 8 possessions, 8 punts. There was one especially. I think they got it to 2nd and 1. And then they, got stuffed and threw incomplete and punted. And it's the Super Bowl. You got to come up with something a little bit more than that. But it was just not their night at all. And all credit to the Seahawks, too. That, to me, was an excellent team. Nationally, everyone was picking the Seahawks in a romp. Locally here in Boston, all of us Boston media thought the Patriots had a chance. Turns out we're just big homers. We didn't see what it was really about. The Seahawks were just an excellent team, dominated the Patriots from start to finish.
Yeah, we had seen them all year, so there was sort of this inference, well, the rest of the country's wrong because they haven't seen them all year like we have. Well, the rest of the country was right. They saw a team that won 8 games by 14 or more points, a team that led the league in point differential, 191, just blew out people, played in a tougher conference, and was just more Super Bowl ready than the Patriots were.
Real quick, we got about 30 seconds. Which is the worst loss for you? Getting blown out like this on an unexpected Super Bowl run or like when Brady and the Patriots lost to the Eagles that one time?
Well, I think that this was – the Brady team, they were a team of destiny. So losing to the Giants when they were 18-0,
sure,
that one never goes away. That's way worse than this. This thing feels like a little bit of a blip. They will be back, maybe not next year. They will be back. And it's just unfortunate that their narrative, the way they're being thought of right now, is so low, and we know they're better than that.